Diabetic Tuesday, huh? Hi guys, welcome back to this week's video. If you haven't already joined the fam, you already know what I'm going to say. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to have you. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment and all that stuff. So, today's video, you probably can't tell from the title, but if you know me personally, probably one of the first things you found out about me is that I have type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed when I was 5 years old, so that was about 15 years ago, right before I started kindergarten. That's been a big thing in my life, obviously, for 15 years. And I wanted to make a video because I wanted to talk about some of the things that I hear as a diabetic and some of the things that people say to me when I tell them that I am diabetic that I think are, first of all, if not offensive, frankly ridiculous, and a little bit funny too. I do want to preface this by saying that anybody who has said these things to either myself or another diabetic, I know that you don't mean poorly. I know that you mean well, but some of these things are just a little ridiculous. So, things you should never say to a diabetic, or at least to me. 1, that sucks. So this is one that I hear a lot, and I think that this is just a reaction, a natural reaction that people have when I first tell them, hey, I'm diabetic. They're like, oh, I don't know what to say, what should I say? Oh, that sucks. Well, I can't get rid of it, and it's been my life for 15 years, and my life is pretty great. So, are you saying my life sucks? Because my life doesn't suck. Like, I'm good. Having diabetes is not a fun thing. It's not like I would, you know, write a Yelp review and say 10 out of 10 would try. But, yeah, I'm stuck with it. I can't get rid of it, and it's part of my life, and you learn to live with it, and does it suck sometimes? Yeah, but just, that to me is a reaction of like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's like, I can understand that, but also, you don't need to say you're sorry. It's just kind of funny. It sounds like people are saying, oh, your life must suck. Every day when you wake up with diabetes and you go to sleep with diabetes, that must suck. That's horrible. That's kind of ridiculous to me. It's like, then my entire life must suck. But it doesn't. My life is great. So, please stop saying that. If you don't know what to say when somebody tells you that they have diabetes, ask them a question. Or I honestly don't even mind if I say I have diabetes and someone's like, oh, that's cool. That's it. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It's not like I'm looking for, when I tell you I'm not looking for sympathy from you, I'm just letting you know that's why I have this machine attached to my body, or that's why I'm checking my blood sugar, or why I might need to drink orange juice in the middle of class, or whatever it is. Number 2, can you eat that? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, this drives me insane. I've been talking about this with some people in my life lately, and it drives me insane. When I'm ordering something, or when I'm at the store, or when I go to like Wawa with a friend or whatever, and I'm picking something out, and maybe I get like some Raisinets, or like something that has a little bit of chocolate in it, or anything. It could be almost anything that's not like salad or like a vegetable. And they're like, can you eat that? I'm 20 years old. If I couldn't eat that, I would know. If I could not responsibly put that into my body, I would know that. First of all, diabetes is not an allergy, so yes, I can eat whatever I want to eat. I have insulin for that. Second of all, if I shouldn't be eating it, that decision is up to me, not you. And I understand that it oftentimes comes from a place of caring, and especially when I was little, I would hear that a lot, which makes sense, because when I was like first learning about it, of course I might not have always known, you know, I should eat this, I shouldn't eat that. But it drives me insane if I want to like have something sweet, if I want to treat myself one day, or whatever it is, and someone's like, can you eat that? It's like, if I couldn't eat this, if I really, really was like, I should not eat this, I would not put it into my body. Also, let's say that I've eaten 6 whole cakes today and 7 pizzas. Even if I shouldn't eat anything else, you telling me that is not going to stop me. I'm not saying that I do that, but I'm just saying, like, as an autonomous adult human being, like, you saying, can you eat that, is like, what? Well, I'm gonna start asking you that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a weird thing to say to somebody. It's like, yes, I get that you're asking because of my diabetes, but I don't need you to remind me that I have diabetes. I know. Whenever I look at food, whenever I'm ordering food from a restaurant, I know what has carbs and what has sugar. I know that I have diabetes. Yes, I can eat that. If I couldn't eat it, I wouldn't put it in my body. Okay, that one drives me nuts. 3, I would hate that. This one is kind of similar to number one. Whenever people say, oh my gosh, I could never do that. Oh, I hate that. I say that sometimes, but when I say it out of praise, and I don't really ever say it about somebody's physical condition. I say it like, oh my gosh, you're taking 7 courses and you're graduating early and you're doing a triple major in these 3 things. Oh, I could never do that. Oh, that's great. Congratulations. Good for you. But when I tell somebody, hey, this is the physical condition of my body that I have to live with for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with it, and I'm just making you aware that I have to do some things that you might not have to do, like check my blood sugar. You saying, oh, I hate that. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to say to that? Then I feel like I have to defend myself. Like, I don't hate it. It's not that bad. Like I said in number one, like, my life is pretty awesome. So I just don't know what to say to that. It's like a weird thing. This shirt. Back to what I was saying. I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what to say to that. When you say, oh, I hate that. Okay, well, good thing it's not you then. Fourth and last, using the words diseased, disabled, or differently abled. So first of all, there are already a lot of issues surrounding the word disabled, but that's a whole other topic for a whole other video, and that's not just relating to diabetes. So I'm going to be referencing differently abled and diseased. First of all, I don't like to use the word disease when I talk about diabetes. Technically, if you look it up, yes, it's a disease, but disease implies illness of some kind, or sickness, or ailment. I am none of those things. I'm not sick, I'm not ailed, I'm not any of those things. Not that there's anything wrong with being those things, but that's just not what I am. So I use the word condition. The condition of my body is that my pancreas doesn't work. I'm okay with that. I've had 15 years to come to terms with that, and I'm gonna live with it for the rest of my life. And that may sound scary to you, but that's just a condition of my body. That's not who I am. I'm still me at the end of the day. Like, if I didn't tell somebody that I had diabetes, you probably wouldn't even know. If I didn't have to check my blood sugar, if I did all that stuff in private, you probably wouldn't even know that I have diabetes. That's not who I am, and being diseased is not who I am. I'm not sick. I just have a condition. The condition of my body is just different than the condition of your body. Using things like differently abled or again disabled, but as I said before, that has some other context that I don't want to use that word in this context. So I'm going to use the word differently abled. There's nothing wrong with being differently abled. There's nothing wrong with that. There are so many amazing people in the world who are differently abled. That said, I can do everything you can do. I am not differently abled than you. We have the same abilities. We have the same things that we can do. I don't have different or lack some of the abilities that you have. We're the same. You get what I'm saying? Is like, just because I have this condition doesn't mean that I suddenly can't do that. Oh, Duval, can you eat that? Can you do this? Yes, I can. If I couldn't, or if I didn't want to for that matter, I would say something. I have done theater, I have done several sports, I have traveled, I've gone to school across the country from my parents. I am not differently abled than you or than a non-diabetic person. So using those words, and the reason that I put down disabled was because that's the word that I see a lot when it comes to things like, do you need disability accommodations? Do you need extra time for something? Do you need disability accommodations on a flight or in your residential area? And every time I see that, diabetes is listed under one of those. And I get it, because some people who have diabetes are also differently abled, and some people who have diabetes would prefer to have those accommodations. That said, for me as an individual, I can do everything that you can do, and you can do everything that I can do. So that drives me nuts whenever somebody kind of references being diabetic and being differently able are the same thing. They're not the same thing. There's nothing wrong with being differently able. There's nothing wrong with being diseased. There's nothing wrong with having normal reactions to somebody having diabetes. But I guess what I'm hoping that you get out of this video is to just, the next time you encounter somebody who has diabetes or something totally different, whatever it is, whatever condition it may be, that you think before you say the first thing that comes to mind, like, oh, that sucks. Oh, can you have that? Can you do that? It's like, especially if they're an adult, they are gonna figure it out. And especially as an adult who's had it for 15 years. I'm an adult enough person to know how to care for myself, considering I've had this for 15 years, and I'm 20 going on 21 years old, and I know how to manage it in an adult way. So I don't need somebody to remind me that I have it. It's like, I make jokes with my friends. It's like every time someone says, can you eat that? It's like, sorry, I forgot it's Diabetic Tuesday. This is just from my perspective and my individual case as a person who has diabetes. please stop saying these things. If not to everybody, then just to me. Please, it drives me nuts. I'm really tired of having to explain it. If you have questions about it, I have no problem answering questions. I love when people ask me questions. It means you want to know more. It means you want to be a more informed person, at least on how to like talk to me about it. Like, I have no issues talking about it with people, but sometimes the thoughtless responses is what just really bothers me. So I just wanted to kind of address that in this video. If you want me to make more videos about what it's like to live with diabetes or any questions you may have about it, let me know in the comments down below, or send me a message, or hit me up on social media. I have Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. I have an email which is on my Twitter. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to come back next week to check out next week's video, and I will see you then. Love you. Bye.